and welcome to the California Arts Council Cultural Pathways Technical Assistance Grant Overview presentation. My name is Gabrielle Rosado, and I am a program specialist for the CAC. My pronouns are she, her. We would like to begin by carrying forward the CAC's practice of recognizing the original people and caretakers of these sacred lands we now refer to as Sacramento. Located in Sacramento, the California Arts Council stands in solidarity with all of California's Indigenous people. We acknowledge that our work takes place on the now occupied traditional lands of the Miwok, Maidu, and Nisenan people who are the past, present, and future stewards of this land. We make this first step in our journey to develop relationships and cultural competencies to truly support Native sovereignty. For closed captions, click the closed caption button within your viewing platform. We have a lot to cover in our time together. Here's a brief overview. We will start with the CAC website, grant pages, and additional applicant resources. Then we will cover general eligibility and general budget requirements. Then I will provide an introduction to Cultural Pathways Technical Assistance Grant Program, how to apply an application criterion, budget snapshots and artistic work samples, and lastly, deadlines and staff contacts. You can find information about all our programs on our website, arts.ca.gov, by clicking on the Grants tab. Funding opportunities and individual programs are listed under the Grants, Program, and Applications section. Each program has a landing page that contains a brief description of the program, contact information, links to download the guidelines, and application instructions and other information. Below lists the grant program manager's name, and you can also find a link to email them directly. We also have a grant resources page where you can find additional information around our fiscal sponsorship policy, online application login and registration process, FAQs, and virtual office hours hosted via Zoom. Each grant category has program-specific eligibility and project requirements, so make sure to review the guidelines carefully, but there are some general eligibility criteria to keep in mind. Applicants must be nonprofit organizations, units of municipal or county government, or eligible organizations with a California-based nonprofit fiscal sponsor. Units of government also include California Native or Indigenous tribal governments. All activities and organizations, including fiscal sponsors, must be based in California. All applicant organizations, including fiscal sponsors, must be able to demonstrate a 2-year history of arts programming and/or services in California. Our general budget requirements are as follows. If your organization has a total operating revenue above $250,000, the sum of requests for CAC grants during the same year of funding cannot exceed 50% of the total operating revenue from the most recently completed fiscal year. All programs have a maximum eligible request amount, and this grant does not require matching funds. Now I'll provide an overview of the Cultural Pathways Technical Assistance Grant. The intended outcome of this program is to facilitate transformational growth for the 2022 cohort of Cultural Pathways grantee organizations. Successful applicants will provide Cultural Pathway grantees with technical assistance and professional development tools, resources, and trainings. Technical assistance may take the form of convenings, webinars, learning communities, workshops, and more, either in person or virtually. The maximum request amount is $150,000 over 2 years. Current 2022 Cultural Pathway grantee organizations are not eligible to apply, and organizations are also not eligible to apply to receive technical assistance for their own organization. This grant program is specifically designed for an organization to deliver technical assistance and professional development services to the 2022 Cultural Pathways grantees. For step-by-step instructions on how to register your organization through our grants management system, Smart Simple, and how to apply, please review the 2022 grant applicant website and registration overview. This overview can be found on our grant resources page, and the video is linked here. Each application is reviewed by a pool of panelists. The panel's rankings are based on the review criteria and the guidelines. All of our programs include centering community artists and accessibility review criteria. The other review criteria are all program specific. There is language defining each criterion in the guidelines and the application that the panelists will use to assess each criterion. The first criterion is centering community artists. In this section, organizations will demonstrate experience, capacity, and ongoing commitment to engage and uplift historically and systemically under-resourced communities, excluded and erased artists, cultural practitioners, or arts and cultural practices. This experience, capacity, and ongoing commitment should be reflected throughout the proposal. The second criterion is management and leadership. In this section, organizations will outline experience and qualifications of key administrative personnel, the level of involvement, engagement, and support provided by staff, volunteers, and if applicable, advisory groups and board of directors. A detailed project description and timeline outlining activities and program goals should also be provided. The third criterion is community engagement and social impact. In this section, organizations will demonstrate that they are rooted in, reflective of, and responsive to the identified community benefiting from its services. As well, organizations should provide evidence of the ability to nurture transformative growth from within the identified organizations to be served. Applicants will also need to upload a letter of support from a key external stakeholder, partner, or collaborator affirming the organization's capacity to serve the grantee cohort. The fourth criterion is communication and documentation. In this section, organizations will provide their ability to communicate programs and services to constituents and their ability to document the relevance, impact, and benefits of the organization's programs and services. The fifth and final criterion is accessibility. On all levels, this will demonstrate how the program and organization is accessible to the full spectrum of community, staff, artists, and cultural workers' needs. It will also demonstrate that its programs, services, information, and facilities where funded activities are to take place, including online spaces, will be accessible for individuals with disabilities, including, but not limited to, individuals who are deaf, hard of hearing, deaf-blind, have difficulty speaking, have a physical disability, visual disability, developmental disability, learning disability, mental illness, or chronic illness. Organizations should also provide a point of contact for the person managing accessibility for your organization. All applicants will complete 2 budget tables. The first is the budget snapshot, which includes revenue and expenses for the past 2 fiscal years. The most recent year should match this field in your application. The second is the project budget table. The project budget table is required for project-based grants and includes personnel expenses, operating and production expenses, and the total of all expenses should equal the total CAC request amount. This grant requires the submission of artistic work samples. You will want to make sure that artistic work samples are recent and relevant to project proposal. Choose a medium that best fits your proposed project outcomes, and please provide no more than 3 samples. Each type of work samples has instructions on length. Additional work samples or samples that exceed the requested length will not be considered by the panelists. And finally, clearly label your work and give the panelists any relevant contextual or medium information in the work samples note field in the application. Please remember, work samples will not receive higher or lower ranks based on their production quality. For example, a video taken on your phone is just as great as a video taken on a digital camera. Lastly, mark your calendars. The deadline for the Cultural Pathways Technical Assistance Grant is January 26th at 11:59 p.m. No exceptions will be made. All application components must be uploaded and completed by the deadline. We cannot accept any additional materials or information past the application deadline, so please plan ahead. We highly encourage you to review our extensive FAQ page for additional information. If you have a specific question that is not covered in the FAQs, feel free to contact me at my email, gabrielle.rosado@arts.ca.gov. This concludes today's CAC presentation. Thank you for the work that each of you are doing, improving the lives of Californians through the arts. We look forward to continuing with you on this journey and seeing your application submissions. Thank you and have a great day.